Hey everyone, welcome to the very first episode of D's Global Narratives. I'm D, and I'm so excited to kick off this journey with you. Let's dive into world's intriguing narratives. Have you ever imagined walking on a frozen river? Pretty miraculous, right? Well, in Minnesota, it's just the beginning of ice fishing season. In late January, if you visit the Seine, Croix River, which separates Minnesota from Wisconsin, you'll see tents spread out on the ice. Inside each tent, you'll find people, usually one or two, holding their fishing rods while waiting for a bite. Every so often, someone new arrives, dragging a sled behind them, and starts drilling into the ice with an electric drill. It breaks the quiet for a moment, but soon, everything calms down again. The surface of the ice is dotted with little holes, each about 6 inches wide, where the fishers hope to catch something. Overhead, a bald eagle might be circling, probably wondering what on earth all these people are doing. Let me ask you something. What do you think drew more people to ice fishing during the pandemic? Well, when bars, restaurants, and indoor activities shut down in 2020. Because of the coronavirus, people flocked to outdoor activities. Skiing, golf, hiking, and tennis all became popular again. But ice fishing? That's grown especially fast. Even before the pandemic, it was one of the few types of fishing that was seeing more interest. In 2020, the Minnesota Department of Natural Resources sold over 1.2 million fishing licenses. While those licenses also allow for summer fishing, many enthusiasts now say that winter fishing is more important. What makes ice fishing so appealing now? It's become easier, thanks to new technology. In the past, ice fishing might have seemed cold, lonely, and difficult, but today it's almost luxurious. Justin Fodor, who works as a heating and air conditioning technician, talks about how he started with just a few basics: summer fishing gear and a folding chair. Now he has a folding tent, a portable heater, a fancy ice drill, and a sonar to spot fish underwater. It's almost like a video game. You can see the fish, even if you don't catch them. The technology makes the experience much more comfortable. And as Justin puts it, that means people are going out more often. Here's another question for you. Why do you think new gear attracts so many people to ice fishing? According to Tad Johnson, who runs a big ice fishing tournament called the Brainerd JC's Ice Fishing Extravaganza, all this new equipment makes ice fishing accessible to just about anyone. With sonar, tents, and even portable heaters, it's easier than ever to stay warm and comfortable while fishing on a frozen lake. But that's not even the most impressive part. In recent years, hardcore ice fishers have started using something called wheelhouses. These are basically caravans that you can pull out onto the ice with a truck or snowmobile. Once there, you set them in place with a crank. Some of these wheelhouses are fully decked out. They have satellite TVs, hot stoves, beds, and even showers. Companies like Ice Castle Fish Houses market them as a perfect getaway, even joking that they're a good place to escape from your mother-in-law. So, how long can this ice fishing boom last? Climate change could be a major problem. In more southern parts of the Midwest, there hasn't been enough ice to fish on this year. Even in Minnesota, where it's usually freezing, the lakes aren't as solid as they used to be. In fact, it rained earlier in the season. For safety, the ice fishing tournament is being moved from late January to February next year. The hope is that the ice will be thicker by then, making it safer for everyone. It's hard to know just how big this issue will get, but as of now, ice fishing remains a growing winter activity, drawing in newcomers with its mix of tradition and modern comfort. This story highlights how ice fishing has evolved from a traditional, cold weather activity to a more comfortable and accessible pastime, especially during the COVID-19 pandemic. Here are the key takeaways. 1. Increased popularity. Due to the pandemic. 2. Impact of modern technology. 3. Attraction of newcomers. 4. Climate change concerns. The overall lesson is that ice fishing, traditionally seen as a rugged outdoor activity, has adapted to modern preferences. Its growth could impact the environmental changes. Contrary, it will also boost the economy. Can you tell me economic term that stands out from ice fishing story? Consumer demand refers to the desire of consumers to purchase goods and services at given prices. In your story, the surge in ice fishing during the pandemic is a perfect example of how consumer demand can shift based on external factors. When indoor activities were restricted, people turned to outdoor activities like ice fishing, increasing the demand for fishing licenses and equipment.